Hey guys, welcome back to twofoxonecat. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the things that we've given up since starting van life 2 to 3 years ago. 2.5 years for me, 3 years for Enzo. So yeah, let's get started. Number 1, cosmetic. So since van life, I haven't really worn any makeup. Before van life and traveling, I would wear some mascara and some eyeliner, maybe a bit of blusher. And now I don't wear anything and it feels nice. You don't have to put your makeup on. You don't have to worry about rubbing your eye and smudging black stuff all over your face. And also I wear less creams and all those kind of things that you might buy at the cosmetic shop or drug shop, whatever. I just wear coconut oil and we use it for everything. Number 2, hair products. I now use only natural shampoo. I really don't use conditioner anymore because when I'm washing my hair, I'm either washing it in a stream or a river or in the van, and in the van we don't have a lot of water. I wash it very little, maybe once a week maximum. Sometimes I'll use a natural leave-in conditioner, but not very often. And I will also use essential oils in my hair if I want it to smell nice, which is pretty nice. You can choose whatever scent you want. If you have a lot, we have a lot of them. We use natural shampoos and natural soaps because when you're washing in a river or a lake or even in the van, we don't want to be putting chemicals into the water. As you can see from using natural products, my hair is fine. I washed it maybe, I don't know, 4 days ago and it's still not too bad. Okay, number 3, deodorant and perfumes. Since I met Enzo, I haven't worn any perfume. I stopped wearing it because 1, it's expensive to buy, and 2, it's really bad for you, and also it just doesn't smell super fresh, you know, it smells like deodorant. So if I feel like I'm smelly, I just wash and that's it. Easy. And if I want to smell nice, like if I want to have a perfume scent, then I just use essential oil, put it on my fingers, put a little bit on my skin, super nice and better for your body. Number 4, tampons. Now, I know this is a little bit of a controversial subject. People don't want to talk about tampons, but when you live in a van, it's expensive, you have to throw them away, it's just not very practical. And the thing is that tampons, they're bad for the environment, they're bad for your body, especially if you're not using natural cotton ones, and they're just crappy in general. And you can use a cup, and a cup is great, and I've been using a cup now for 2 years, over 2 years, 2.5 years or something like this. As I started van life, I started using a cup and it's just perfect. It's so easy to use once you get used to it. Maybe it takes you like 2 months to kind of get used to doing it, because if you're not used to putting your fingers up there, then you know, it can be a bit unusual to start, but you get used to it and it's just so practical. And yeah, I love it and I would never go back to tampons. So if you haven't tried it, then really give it a try because they're cheap and you don't have to keep buying tampons all the time because it lasts for like 2 or 3 years if you keep it clean and hygienic.
Eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly. Get a cup.
Eco-responsible.
Number 5, going out. Going to restaurants, getting takeaway food. It's all coming under the same bracket and we really don't do much of that anymore. Maybe I'll go out if I go back to London to visit my family, but when we're in the van, we really don't go out for meals that much. We cook a lot here. We make all our food and we make not just boring food, but yummy food. We make different types of cuisines and we love to experiment. And occasionally we'll buy a pizza for takeaway, but that is the only thing really we get. Number 6 is tea bags, and we never buy tea bags anymore. We always buy loose leaf tea. It's a lot nicer. You can have different combinations of tea, infusions, herbal teas, and you know that it's fresh and you know that you're not getting rubbish in your tea bag. We use a teapot, and it's a really cool teapot because you can put it on the stove. It's glass. You heat up your water and then you just put your loose leaf tea in the little container, and then the water is already there, and so you can just leave it to infuse and then it's done. It's super easy and you don't need to throw away hundreds of tea bags all the time. It looks cool and it was really cheap. It was like 10 or 12 euros on. Number 7 is new clothes. That is something that we really never do, is buy new clothes. I used to go shopping a lot when I lived in London, and since living in the van and traveling, we rarely buy new clothes. We appreciate the clothes that we have, and if we do want to buy anything new, we always go to a second-hand shop. And in France there's really great second-hand shops and they do pretty cheap stuff and a lot of different things, not just clothes but other stuff as well. And in the second-hand places that we go in France, like the Emmaüs, which we had in one of our previous videos, I'll put it up here, you can find super good brands for such a fraction of the price, like really like 2-3 euros for something that probably would have been worth maybe 100 euros to start. And maybe it's a little bit old, but it's still good quality and still functionable. Number 8 is electricity. We don't pay for any electricity. We get all of our electricity from the sun that go over there, and he charges our beautiful solar panels, which is awesome because we have it for free. Well, you have to pay for these guys first, but then it's free, and we charge everything on solar panel. We never use anything else. We're totally off grid, and the only annoying thing is when the sun isn't out. When he decides not to come out, then sometimes it's a little bit more difficult because we have to use it sparingly. But when the sun is shining like this, we have loads of energy and we can charge everything. Number 9 is water. We obviously have our own running water in the van, but we rarely ever pay for water. We always find free sources of water, like taps in villages or taps in cemeteries. Cemeteries is a great one if you're struggling to find water. And we obviously have to be careful with water because we only have a 100-litre tank and we can't just open the tap and let the water run out. We would run out of water super quick. So that's one thing that when you live in a van you have to be careful with, is water. The water you're using for washing the dishes, for washing yourself, anytime you're using water for drinking, it has an end. It's gonna run out at some point, so you always have to be conscious of the fact that your water will run out and you need to find somewhere to top it up. Unlike when you live in a house and you can just let the water run and you don't have to worry or think about the fact that it's gonna run out. Although you shouldn't. You should always be careful with your water. We also don't have a flushing toilet. We have a dry toilet, which means we don't use any water for our toilet. We use the composting technique for our toilet, which is also another great thing about living in a van, is that we save so much water. And so it's going to make a calculation of how much water you waste by flushing a toilet, and we're going to put that right here. Number 10 is chemical cleaners. We don't use any chemicals in the van to clean our surfaces. We use vinegar, baking soda, or we can buy, in France you can buy like a pre-made version of that instead of making it yourself. Either way it's the same thing, and it comes in a spray bottle and super easy, and it really works exactly the same, except you're not putting horrible chemicals all over your surfaces, and it's so much better. In our opinion, it's so much better, and I would highly recommend choosing to do that instead of using chemicals. And for washing the dishes, we use like an ecological dish soap as well, which you can buy everywhere in France, and I'm sure you can buy all over Europe as well. Works just the same as all other soaps, except it's better for the environment. And last but not least is milk, which may seem as a bit of a random one, but we don't drink milk in the van. We never buy milk. We only buy almond milk or oat milk or rice milk, and Enzo's favourite, rice milk. It's not like we don't like milk. Personally, I'm not a big fan of milk. Enzo doesn't mind milk, but it's just more practical because it doesn't really go off as fast. We can buy like 3 or 4 cartons and we can store it, and then we have milk all the time, and we don't have to run to the supermarket to buy milk if we feel like we need milk. In France and Europe they have something called UHT milk, and in my opinion I think it's disgusting and I don't buy it. So it's more practical for me to buy almond milk or nut milk or oat milk or rice milk instead of buying UHT milk, which also stays alive, but it's gross. It's not real milk, in my opinion. And we use it for cooking as well, and it changes nothing. It's exactly the same. It works just the same, which is great. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the things that we have given up since van life. And if you did enjoy it, then don't forget to support us by subscribing and liking this video. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye!